Which way, towards you?
Yeah. You can't. Oh, fuck me. Why can you not be seen?
That's why most people tune in.
Kareem Hunt's inactive.
Not accurate.
I'll play with the Browns.
You're gonna play with the Browns?
Yeah. OBJ.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm playing against Miami though.
Look at that. Bada bing.
Bada boom.
Ready?
Scratch my nose. Oh.
Hi, Austin. I just saw Austin. A few minutes ago. All right.
I like you.
Live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello. My name is Mike, the Hebrew National Hammer, joined by the OG Pops. What up, dog? Which is closer? You gotta make love to the microphone right there.
I'll give it my best shot.
Oh, okay. Episode 54 of the Beer Sports Whatever podcast.
54?
That is insane. 54. Couple of things. We got Ryan Davis in the house. Hey.
Ryan Davis.
Playing the new Madden 20. That looks good, dude. Those graphics are sick. Browns playing D Miami Dolphins. There you go. Good D, Miami.
Oh,
There you go. She's going down. Okay. Absolutely jam-packed show. How was your week? What is this week's Jersey of the Week? I know who that is, but do you want to explain who that is?
Jersey
Because
of the
we are doing a Jersey of the Week now every week.
Jersey of the week.
Why are you pulling it up so everybody can see the number?
Rest in peace, one of my favorite players from the 72 Dolphins undefeated team, Nick Buonacani, passed away this week at the age of 78. And like in that movie Concussion with Will Smith, I think he got hit in the head way too many times. He'd been sick for a while, and
Great defense.
class act on and off the field. Shula's the one who stole him from the Boston Patriots when he came aboard in 1970, and rest in peace.
So, Jersey of the Week. Snake Story of the Week. There's an article this week on the Chronicle that with elevated temperatures, snakes are now starting to come out more. So that means that this guy will be staying home more and not going out more since the snakes are now invading the city. It's not good. It's not a good situation. Okay,
They
so
could make a Samuel Jackson movie about that. Snakes in a City.
Snakes in the City. The what's it called? Not the replica. What's the second movie called in a series?
Oh, the trilogy.
No, that's 3. What's the name of a second movie? You know what I'm talking about.
Ryan, help us here.
Ryan, what's the word?
Snakes on the plane.
No, what's the second movie in a
Sequel.
That's it. The
Thank you,
sequel
Ryan.
to Snakes on a Plane are Snakes in the City. Not Sex in the City, but Snakes in the City. What I do want to start the show off with is BeerSportsWhateverPodcast.com is now an official website that people can visit and go read all of our content. The first article was published this week by our very own Austin Barber, and it is no coincidence that only a couple days after he wrote an article about why it was so great the Astros traded for Aaron Sanchez and Bigiani from the Blue Jays, that the Astros throw a no-hitter in a game started by Sanchez. So what I would like to say is, Houston Astros, you are very welcome for operating a platform where Austin was able to publish such a wonderful article. I can only think that we are somewhat responsible for that no-hitter.
Well, thank you, Austin Luhnow, for that.
Jeff Luhnow.
Well, but Austin Luhnow as well.
Okay, Austin Luhnow. We will now know him
And
as that moving forward.
And I think when it's all said and done, this Sanchez kid is going to be the highlight of this trade. I think you know what you're
You mean
getting
like Greinke?
with Greinke. The
Okay.
Sanchez, if you look back 3 years ago, the guy was a stud. He's been playing on a crappy team. He hadn't won. Brent Straub has a history of taking these guys, and Charlie Morton, Wade Miley. I think it's a great move.
It was so eloquently put together by Austin, and the edits made by myself made it such a wonderful article to read, I believe.
It was all about the edits.
It was all about the edits. Okay, so on that note, the MLB trade deadline was this week. My question to you is Jeff Luhnow the best general manager in professional sports? Across any league, is he the best GM? Because the only guy that I can compare him to is the GM for the Golden State Warriors, Bob Myers.
That's who I was thinking about, was Bob Myers.
Now, Bob Myers drafted Steph Curry. He drafted
Klay
Thompson. He drafted Draymond Green, and then he, when Kevin Durant acted like a little puss when his team was up 3-1, and then his team blew the 3-1 lead to the Warriors, and then he goes and joins that team. He got him to go there as well.
Well, but Myers also every year came up with the David West, Sean Livingston, Andre Iguodala. He came up with nice role players. So Myers is good. I think right now Luhnow is.
As Ryan Davis just added, Bill Belichick, but I don't think he's I'm talking about official GM of a team.
He's the GM.
He may as well. Well, I thought Nick Caserio was the GM, and that's why, here's a shock, the Texans struck out on getting another guy that they wanted to improve their team. We're going to get to the Texans in a few minutes because I got a lot to say about that.
Belichick's just a great
everything.
whatever.
He's a great anything. He's a great everything.
So, he'll take a guy, and the guy will come over, Wes Welker will come over and catch over 100 balls. Get rid of Welker, you bring on Edelman.
He's a white guy, we have to root for him.
That's right. You bring on another guy, the guy that the Dolphins cut, then he went to Detroit.
The Dolphins cut somebody and they did something else for another team?
The receiver they'd gotten last year from the Patriots.
Oh, Brandon Bolden.
No. But the guy...
Was he a white guy?
Yes.
And we should get his jersey.
Belichick is great. Right now, I think what Luhnow did was he prevented the Yankees from getting better. I think the Yankees were in on this Greinke.
Thank you.
And
it's not Meineke. It's not. We're not going to get our car worked on. It's
not Meineke. It's Greinke.
Okay. Well.
So Luhnow stepped up. I don't think he wanted to give up Beer and Boustakis, but he looks at this team. You got another maybe 2 solid years of Verlander. You'd love to keep Cole. You've got Bregman, Springer, fixing to hit their prime. Altuve's there now. Brantley's just a professional hitter. Correa will be getting another massage pretty soon, so he'll be out again. But
do you wish you were still on that massage table?
Yeah, I bet he does.
No, I'm talking to you. You said that on last week's show that you wish you were on that massage table.
Well, that's right, but I think it's interesting that they never interviewed the masseuse, who allegedly...
Oh, that masseuse is gone.
Fractured.
That masseuse is on vacation overseas somewhere. That masseuse is gone. So that's my next question. Are the Astros, with the addition of Zach Greinke, who signed through the next 2 years, which, by the way, Greinke night on Tuesday, we will be there. I'm very excited. I think it's $1 hot dog night, too.
It is $1 hot dog night.
We've been to one of those $1 hot dog nights. That's a good deal. Those are good hot dogs.
Well, unless somebody's with you where the hot dog is $1, but then when you add cheese and you add chili and everything else, it becomes a $5 hot dog.
Well, you can't just go and get a regular hot dog with mustard and ketchup. You got to add the chili and the cheese, maybe a little relish, perhaps a souvenir cup on the side. It's not just as simple as just a regular hot dog. So Cole was only signed through the end of the year. Before we continue this week's beer of the week, Buffalo Bayou Crush City IPA. It's delicious. Go check it out. It's amazing, phenomenal, fantastic, stupendous beer.
Wow, you really like it?
I love it.
Speaking of Crush City, bottom of the 6th, 2-0 Astros. Verlander on the mound. Let's put it in the win column.
This is so not funny that Ryan is playing as the Browns against the Dolphins during our show, and he's beating them 19-0, 3 minutes into the first quarter.
Well, I think it's funny that anybody wants to play with the Browns.
I've caused 3 turnovers on defense already.
3 turnovers. See, if he was playing me, this wouldn't do the score.
It wouldn't even.
Ryan Fitzpatrick has fumbled 3 times.
Okay, Ryan, because you don't have the Jewish quarterback out. X, he's wide open. That's a touchdown.
So, anyway, Luhnow, you did your job, and thank you.
Okay, but the question is Garrett Cole going to be an Astro next year?
I think it's 50-50 right now. I will tell you this. Watching
he's going to be too expensive. You can't pay Verlander $30 a year. Greinke, his $27 some odd million a year. plus Cole.
Let's say we do win the World Series again this year.
You mean when we win the World Series this year?
You've got all those extra playoff games. You got World Series revenue. You got merchandise. Don't think you don't hit the jackpot when a team wins a world championship.
Well, I mean, you're going to, but you still have to pay. Bregman's on a big deal. Altuve's on a big deal. Brantley's going into the last year of his deal. I'm just saying, you have money tied up into this roster already.
Well, Brantley's got another year after this, but I do think it was interesting. If you watched Cole last night after the last out, he came out and he was really psyched. He was really fired up, and
I don't doubt any of that, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to afford all of that.
well, I know, but it's not my money, so I don't care.
Okay, well, we are going to spend, Justin and I, our $19 a piece on our tickets to help go towards the revenue of the team to try and get Mr. Cole back for next season.
And I appreciate that.
Moving to a team that is so beloved by both of us, the Houston Rockets. We don't have a ton to talk about because it's baseball time. It's baseball, football, everything else is in the air. My big question, Kelly Iko, who writes for the Rockets on The Athletic, talking about there's still a very realistic chance that the Rockets are going to acquire Andre Iguodala from the Memphis Grizzlies.
I think it's done.
You think it's done?
I think
Do you
it's-
have a source?
I'm going to just tell you this.
That's not a yes or a no. You neither confirmed nor denied.
I think with the rumors coming out now that they're looking at signing trades with Shumpert and with Nene, Memphis has like 12 wings. They want to play their young guys. They don't have any room for Iguodala, and they claim they're not cutting him loose. So the only way we got a shot at him is we got to make a trade.
When you talk about acquiring him, you're not only going to have to acquire his contract, but you're also going to have to go into luxury tax. So basically, his contract, you're almost going to spend upwards of $40 million on this guy. Is the acquisition of him worth it on its face so he doesn't go to a team like the Clippers? Because Patrick Patterson, who's a viable power forward, ex-Rocket, got cut by the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he signed with the Clippers this week.
Who cares? It's Patrick Patterson.
Okay, well, if he's watching this show, that is incredibly rude that you're saying it's only Patrick Patterson, so I would like for you to formally apologize.
Patrick, you suck, and I'm glad you went to the Clippers because that way we didn't have to hear about how, well, he's thinking about the Rockets, and he's thinking about the Clippers, and he's thinking about
Incredibly
the Lakers.
rude. Incredibly rude.
I think for 1 year to keep Iguodala away from the Clippers or the Lakers, yeah, I think it's worth it. All the guy does is step up in the playoffs and hit huge shots, usually against us.
I'm fairly certain it was somebody on ESPN when they asked if you had somebody that needed to hit a big three. Max Kellerman, that's right, the douchebag idiot Max Kellerman who gets employed by ESPN because he's the biggest of the buffoons. It was after he hit some big shot, and he said that he was the clutchest shooter in the history of the playoffs. If he had to hit 1-3, he would have Max Kellerman. He would have Andre Iguodala taking that shot. So he's a moron. Okay, so you're on board with Iggy bringing him on for the year.
I'm on board.
Good. And you say that you think the deal is done already? The score? What is the score, Ryan? It's like 30-0. He literally just threw that ball up. We don't have one guy who can cover him. This fake game. Oh, good. We kicked a field goal, so it's 30-3.
I think Ryan's getting us ready for this year, Mike.
I'm very excited. You know what? I'm very excited for football. This looks like a great game. But the way that he is it's 32-3.
I just want to show you.
Sorry, no, I don't want to rewatch the replay.
Please,
guy. Okay, getting back.
Please,
Kyle Seager just hit a home run, top of the 7th, 2-1 Astros.
please watch.
So there was not major news this morning regarding the Houston Texans. They cut backup running back Deontay Foreman. If I'm not mistaken, he was hurt all of last year. He didn't play. Ryan, is that right? He didn't play last year?
He did not play last year.
Right. Okay, so he tore his Achilles, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he tore his Achilles. Interesting timing for a move like this, or no? Is there nothing to see here with the cutting of a backup running back for the Texans?
Well, I did enjoy Deontay Foreman when he was a Longhorn, but he did have a history of staying healthy. He could not stay healthy.
History of not staying healthy.
He could not.
Okay.
He got to the Texans. He could not stay healthy. You get to a point to where you got to fish or cut bait, and I think it was time. I don't think they felt comfortable.
Wait. You have to say, okay, time to what?
Fish or cut bait.
What is that saying?
You either make your move with him or you get rid of him.
So it's time to fish or cut bait?
Yes.
Okay. I've never heard that before. Sorry, that took me for a loop.
There's a lot of things
hearing
you haven't
that.
heard, so-
I do apologize. Okay, so Austin, very dear friend of the show, a true beer sports whatever blessing, wants us to talk about some guy for the Texans named Cullen Gillespie. He went to A&M.
Okay, well, there's one reason why we won't talk about him. And the second reason is, who is he?
I think he's their fullback, and he was some cult hero at A&M. He was a walk-on. He's going to be a special teams guy, but Austin thinks he's going to see legitimate
Okay,
time
Austin, thanks.
as a running back for the team.
Austin, stick to writing some articles, okay?
About baseball.
Anything
He's talking about ordering a jersey.
anything about Hully Gully, don't be talking about that, guys.
Austin indicated that he has a Shane Leckler jersey.
Well, okay.
So if Cullen Gillespie is also watching this show, we hope you make the team. There's a chance that he could be watching. As of right now, there's 6 people watching. One of those 6 could probably maybe be Cullen Gillespie. The other one is Patrick Patterson.
Yeah, well, and maybe they're not.
Okay, well, that's rude. If you're a Texans fan looking at the team right now, there are 2 guys available via trade. One is running back Melvin Gordon from the San Diego Chargers.
Also known as the LA Chargers.
Okay, well, fine, whatever.
Fish or cut bait.
Fish or cut bait. Ha. Melvin Gordon, running back, and Trent Williams, offensive tackle from the Redskins. Here's the team's chance. If you look at the other 2 teams in the city right now, the Houston Astros, the 2 major teams, no disrespect intended for the Houston Dash and the Dynamo, but the 2 major teams in the city, the Rockets adding Russell Westbrook, and the Astros adding Aaron Sanchez, Joe Bigiani, and Zach Greinke, all making moves.
Martin Maldonado.
Martin Maldonado, yes, as well.
2 tag-outs Thursday night against Cleveland. Hit a homer, I think last night.
I think he has 3 straight starts too before today.
Yeah.
He started 3 games. This is the Texans' chance at redeeming themselves and actually making a move to make a run for a Super Bowl. Because you need offensive line help, and now you need a running back.
That's correct.
What are the chances do you give the Texans of acquiring either or of Trent Williams and or Melvin Gordon?
I think there's a greater chance of them getting Trent Williams.
Does that make up for their tumultuous offseason? When you talk about tumultuous, you don't have
Wow.
Jadeveon Clowney sign.
That's a big word.
Listen, on this show, it is groundbreaking the words that we use.
It's like an SAT review. Wow.
Fish or cut bait. When it comes to word selection on the show. Does it make up for that, though? I mean, the fact that you fired your GM with your sights set on a guy that you technically weren't allowed to talk to, and Nick Caserio, the guy from the Patriots, would this make up for that in Texans' eyes?
If you got Trent Williams,
Yeah.
I think it'd be a great pickup. I don't think it makes up for anything, but I think if either brainless Bill O'Brien or whoever can pull this off, you put Trent Williams at left tackle, and Watson's got to be thrilled to death.
If you get Trent Williams.
Trent Williams, absolutely.
Do you think the addition of a running back like Melvin Gordon makes the team better?
No, I think Trent Williams makes him better.
But you don't think Melvin Gordon would? They still have Lamar Miller.
Overrated.
Who?
Melvin Gordon.
Okay, well, Madden update. Now the Dolphins are down 33-10. They are making a viable comeback here. In the fake game.
I just think you start. I think you
that no
start
one
with the
cares
offensive.
about.
I think you start with the offensive line. I think Gordon's a great player, but if your line is not very good, he's not. What's he going to give you?
Makes a good point. So that brings me to my final Texans question, and I think we would like to hear from Ryan on this as well. The cutting of Foreman, which obviously he didn't do anything last year, but is this further testament that the Texans have a problem at head coach with Bill O'Brien?
Why? Because they cut somebody?
No, because it could be a result of he only looks for good character guys. He only looks for guys that do things his way and all these different things. Could that be it's just another example that Bill O'Brien doesn't allow the guys to have fun. He doesn't allow there's no fun in the game, it feels like, for them.
Well, but according to Ryan, and Ryan knows more about the Texans than both you and I together.
Negative.
Foreman was
Not true.
allegedly
Fake news.
late a lot, and
Fake news.
late a lot and stuff like that. And I do agree with you. I think, O'Brien wants, he wants a whole team full of G.I. Joes. He doesn't want anybody, who wasn't shocked when they drafted Clowney. I mean, Clowney had dreads. Oh my God, who would have ever thought the Texans would ever draft somebody like that? So, yeah, I don't think that they want guys or knuckleheads or, to me, if you can play and you can put the ball in the end zone or you can prevent the ball from getting in the end zone, hey, doesn't matter to me. Bring them on.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. But it is something to monitor, though. It is certainly something to take a look at. Michael Burrell and my buddy Michael, the Maccabi coach, came home. Back-to-back medals for him at Maccabi, so a big old mazel tov to you, as he puts it. Who cares? It was in the consolation bracket, but I say it doesn't matter. A medal is a medal. I would wear that to the water cooler tomorrow.
Get is get.
Fish or cut bait is what I say.
40 to 10.
Huh?
40 to 10.
40 to 10. The Dolphins are now down by 30 points.
Yeah, but we got 10. That's pretty good.
That's true. That is very true.
Break down the coverage.
So talking about Dolphins, it came out today the Patriots and quarterback Tom Brady are in agreement on a 2-year deal worth $70 million through 2021. He gets $23 million this year, $30 million, and $32 million in the following. So we have 3 more years of Tom Brady. How does that make you feel?
You gotta. How old is Brady? 42.
42.
I don't know.
You gotta think.
If there's one athlete that I would want to get hit by a bus, it would be him.
You gotta think it's some.
I don't want him to get killed.
He's gonna tear something,
injured.
or something's gonna happen. The guy's 42. I mean, how many more hits can this guy take?
Infinite.
We should just take the worst player on our team and just one big hit.
Well, we have plenty of selection of worst players. Just pick anybody.
Accurate. We're down 40 to 10 to the Browns in Madden. Unbelievable, the disrespect in my own home that Ryan has shown my team.
That's
But
right.
it's one of those things where it's like 3 more years, really? Like, how long? I feel like my entire life has been filled with Tom Brady. Like, football-wise, I honestly feel like I'm never going to get away from him. Maybe
Well,
we need a new team.
When I was growing up watching the Dolphins, that's how I felt. I mean,
Was he the quarterback back then?
I had every. I had.
Back when you were a fan
I
right
had
after
twice a year of
the Civil War
Joe
ended?
Willie Namath. I had twice a year of Johnny Unitas. Twice a year of Len Dawson, Fran Tarkenton. So Brady's an anomaly. The guy's 42 years old,
What was it like watching football when Cokes were like 7 cents a piece?
and they wore leather helmets with no face masks.
Oh, God. I hate it.
It's going to be an interesting year. I don't see Brady making it through that contract.
Yeah.
So, I do want to take a second. The last couple days, the last 24 hours, this is not sports related, so this falls into the whatever aspect of the show. We had 3 mass shootings this weekend across the country. 20 people died in California, another 9 in Ohio. There was another one in Chicago today. When are we going to stop?
Yeah, the one in El Paso.
El Paso. Yeah, sorry, not in California. I keep saying California. But the one here in Texas. Does it affect you? Like, I guess my question is, when you see this now, it almost feels like our society is desensitized to it, where, okay, it's another one. But when does it stop?
It pisses me off is what it does. And this is the problem here. These jerk-offs who are where they get these automatic rifles. I'm not a gun person, so I have no clue, but I just don't get what goes through their minds. And I've got to tell you, if they're going to kill themselves at the end when they're done doing this, why don't they just kill themselves in the beginning and save everybody else, and let's move on. But I'll tell you what, interesting on the El Paso one that I was glad to see is that they apprehended this person alive. So it's time to make his life hell, and you know what? You might as well throw mom and dad in there too, because I'm sure they're to blame somewhere along the line.
Did you ever want a gun?
Did I what?
Did you ever want one?
A gun?
Yeah.
No.
Why?
Because
just
I'd
curious.
probably shoot myself. First of all.
Well, it's just a question because it feels like that was never anything that you and I ever talked about. You never asked me, do you want to learn how to shoot one? I've never wanted, I've never had that that inkling of wanting one. I just didn't know if you ever had that.
You
Did
know-
you ever have that growing up?
You know, Jews don't shoot guns. Come on.
I'm sure there are some Jewish people that do.
Well, maybe in Israel, but no, for the most part, I never had any desire to shoot it. Now, there are people out there who do hunt. They are very safe and they know what they're doing, and I get it, but I'd probably shoot myself in the foot. So I had no desire ever, and I had no desire. That's why you had no toy guns growing up to play with.
Yeah. I think I had one. I played a video game with one. I think you bought one a long time ago. And
You
like
played more with Jessica's Barbies than, you know.
No, first of all,
So-
no, that is inaccurate and fake news once again. But I just thought it was interesting, things that come out that this is enough, man. I mean, it's time to actually do something about it. And it almost angers me now just to see people saying thoughts and prayers. What does that mean? You're not doing anything.
Well-
You're just saying the words. Is it nice that you're wishing somebody, thoughts and prayers? Yeah, it absolutely is. But what is it doing? We're not doing anything. We're not solving anything.
Well, Trump's going to catch most of the blame, but you got to look back in society. I mean, Columbine, all that stuff, Oklahoma City, that came way before him. But the problem now is we have such a president who is such a live wire that
You never know what's going to come out.
who
of his
knows
mouth.
what he's going to do.
Right.
But so what do? People don't get together anymore, don't go to concerts, people don't go to clubs, people don't go to Walmart. Well, Walmart, I get. What do? You're just not safe anymore. And it's a shame, it really is. I feel sorry for the kids growing up today that
Scary.
it
It's
is very
scary. I mean, you
it
can't
is-
go to a Walmart,
No,
Jewish people getting shot at a synagogue. You can't go to a synagogue.
can't go to a church.
Can't go anywhere.
Nope.
It
Can't
almost
go to
seems
a
like, but
movie.
it almost seems like now that that it's time to not be divisive anymore. It's time to, or not divisive. No, on opposite sides of that, it's time to just figure out a way that we can make it better together. That's all I wanted to say.
Well, unless you just want to start arming everybody.
Which is
then-
what I don't want to do.
Well, but at some point, that's what knuckleheads are going to do.
But it feels like even a year ago, Brian was sitting at this very table right here, and we were talking about the same thing a year ago, where we asked Ryan, we said,
Yeah.
what's it like being a teacher when all these school shootings go on? It's like, what do you do?
Well, and Ryan's on the protective side, but let's look over the years now. Kids are afraid to go to school. You go to the movies, you get shot up. You go to church, you go to synagogue, you go to Walmart, you go to a concert in Las Vegas. What's left? I mean, what is left for people to go to without having to worry about looking over their back?
Right.
So-
It's got to stop. And I don't know how to do it. I don't know the steps that we have to take to do it, but we have to do it.
I agree.
Tough. Very tough. So with that being said, our thoughts and our prayers go out to everybody in El Paso and Dayton and Chicago and everybody in between to please stay safe, please be vigilant and be able to go home tonight.
That's right. Please be careful.
So we're going to have a shorter show this week because next week is going to be off the hook. Next week we're going to have our predictions for University of Houston football, University of Texas football, Miami Dolphins football, the Houston Texans football. I don't know. They have time between now and then to make a couple more bad decisions by Bill O'Brien. You want to do your shout outs that you do to White Shoes, your sister, and everybody?
Well, yes.
Okay. Well, the floor is yours.
Touchdown.
White Shoes in Orlando. Hopefully.
47-17 Browns over Dolphins.
Stay strong, my friend. Maryland, sorry about the 4-car accident yesterday. Hope you and Mike are doing well. Brentwood, Jeff, on my Bollywoods in Hollywood, shout out to you.
What the hell is a Bollywood in Hollywood?
Jeff Worm, thanks for
It's like Indian
the
celebrities.
update, and Deontay Foreman, and moment of silence for Cliff Branch, wide receiver, Oakland Raiders.
Why are we doing a shout out for Cliff Branch?
Because all these
Who's
great
Cliff
players
Branch?
from my era are dying. And
Okay.
it just makes.
Do you have a personal relationship with Cliff
I
Branch?
don't. I mean, we don't date, but it just makes
Well, I mean,
me.
you can't
all these
now.
guys
I mean,
I
he's a
grew
little
up
busy.
watching and rooting for are dying. It just, you know.
You were there for the first ever football game, weren't you?
The first ever, yes,
Yeah.
I saw.
Where really?
Jim Thorpe play, yes, thank
Wow.
you. And yeah, me and Moses sat next to each other. So,
Moses who?
you know, the guy who parted the Red Sea.
Oh, like Moses.
Moses.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Wraps up episode 54. We've been doing this 54 times.
54, baby.
Lord have mercy. Okay, so find us on SoundCloud, Facebook, Twitter, Apple Podcasts. Will you hand me one of those shirts behind you? You can also find us on beersportswhateverpodcast.com. Like we said, we are looking for contributors for the site who want to write weekly articles on. We have the Astros covered. We need college football covered, track and field, hockey, water polo, bowling, collegiate athletics. Also, we're going to be doing another run of T-shirts that came in this week.
These things are unbelievable. Look at these shirts, guys. Come on.
Amazing quality.
Oh, my
amazing. Shirts are being delivered as we speak. So very, very exciting. Once again, episode number 54. 1, 2, 3. Done. Son, have a good week. Goodbye.
Be
Aloha. Shalom. Bienvenidos.
Aloha.
Guten Tag.
Go Browns.
Go. Shut up, Ryan. Go, Ryan. Thank you for being here and just being you.
Thank you.
Okay.
For your
Good
work.
talk. All right. Bye, y'all.
Have a great week.
Peace.
I want you to know that this is how Fitzpatrick is going to play all year for y'all.